Guys, welcome to another live chat. Hopefully everything is working okay. I will see how everything is going on this end. We've got some new stuff happening. I already buffered once, so let's hope that doesn't keep going. I've noticed my internet connection is not quite as good as usual. So welcome to everybody in the chat. Let me know if everything's bright enough in here for you. And the sound is working and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how it's all going. Who have we got here? We've got Stacy and Bub and Kim. Kim has got our spanner, so be good or Kim will hit you with that. Who else? We've got Tara J, Naomi Jane, Donna Carr. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lots of people coming into the chat. Good morning, good morning. Sally Schilling is watching from her car today and knows she's not driving. I'm glad to hear that, Sally. Try and keep safe. It's also a case of try and keep cool. I'm really hoping that bug's on the outside of my window. That's terrifying. It looks like a big kind of spider looking thing, but it's not a spider, it's just a bug. And it's just like right there in front of my face. I don't like it. The sound is good. Thank you, Tammy. Kirby is in the chat. Tammy is in the chat. Leanne is here. Happy Thursdays. Guys, we're back to every week unless, you know, technical errors. So we've got lots of new subscribers that I've noticed while I was away. So welcome to all of you who are new. We've got so many things to talk about. It's been a crazy, crazy couple of weeks. So I did heaps of things. Heaps and heaps of things just with the family. We did some really great like I went out with my cousins onto there's a big dam lake thing, I don't know what it's called, water reservoir, and jet skied and what do you call that when you tie the thing on and you there's a word for it, I can't think of, where you hold on and the jet ski or the boat drives and you're holding onto a thing and I can't think of the word. Someone tell me the word. Oh my god, this is terrible. Kim's not driving either. Okay, Kim, glad to hear it. So welcome, welcome. So I understand that while we're having a heat wave here in Australia, our friends in the US are having an unbelievably terrible, terrible cold time. I've been reading some just dreadful stories where councils and the government are saying don't go to work, but the employers are saying if you don't come to work you're not going to have a job. None of it sounds good. None of it sounds good. So it's very, very cold for our counterparts. There's, what do they call that? It's an Arctic, some sort of Arctic things coming across on a tire. Yeah, sort of like a tire, but it wasn't like, yeah, they had 3 on this balloon, on this big long thing. Oh my god, Abby's gonna watch this when she gets home from school and it's just gonna be like, Mom, it's called this, you dum-dum. So yeah, no, it's gonna be sad. So yeah, so we've got some pretty much rubbish weather all over the world at the moment, where it's too hot for us and it's too cold for the US. Tobogganing? I don't know if it's tobogganing. Tubing! Kim's got it, tubing. It's called tubing. Thank you. Leanne says, Abby got back to school okay. The traffic sure is back to busy at drop-off and pick-up times in her neighbourhood. Yeah, actually, Abby was really happy to be back to school, which, I mean, you guys know Abby pretty well. She's not a big fan of school, so for her to be actually quite excited to be going and everything, it's been a bit of a change here in the morning. There's no, like, drama llamas or arguments or things like that. Sorry, I just sort of heard a noise and I'm just checking what it was. So, I know what it is. It's Tibbles is up on the windowsill and he wants in. He can't come in here. No pussycats allowed in here. That's right, Tasmania is burning. Terrible, terrible bushfires in Tasmania. I've read an article where there's it's a national park with all these plants that only grow there, and apparently the chances of them rejuvenating and coming back are really terrible. It's just generally not good. So let's try and think of some positive things that have been going on, because there's a lot of negative happening, and I don't, you guys know me, I don't mind a bit of negative every now and again, but let's try and lift it up a little. Tell me about that backdrop. Well, okay, Kim, good job. I'm in the middle of, it's not done yet, I'm in the middle of redesigning our little set here in the Fibrific HQ, well, it's not HQ, the shack. It's a shack, and I'm trying to sort of brighten it up and make it look a bit different. And so there's some interesting, I've got a new backdrop just here, I don't know if you can see it. So a bit of like colourful brickwork there, and there's another backdrop over on that wall that's a bit different. So I'll be able to, have different backdrops for different things, which will be exciting. So I'm really looking forward to some of the things. I've got some new furniture to build. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we are dropping a little bit, you guys, so I'm very sorry about that. It's my internet, you guys, I'm sorry. We've got the software glitch sorted, which is great, but this morning when I did my speed tests, they weren't fantastic. Whereas sometimes the speed tests are great and then we still get a rubbish, and I know that's the computer, whereas this time I know it's the internet. We've not got a good one. So my apologies for the frame droppings. What am I knitting here today? Face cam is freezing quite a bit today. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I can do to change it. It's cloudy, says Kim. Yeah, it is cloudy. Loving your new colour and the project on the table too. Which new colour are you? Oh, this new colourway. I'm going to be really honest. Like, I really should have thought about it. And when I was playing with this particular colour, it was just, I tested with a bit of latte just to see if it could, because this is a new yarn base that we've got, the Pegasus yarn base. It's approximately 390 meters per 100 grams, so it's a little bit finer than the old Sunflower, but not by much. And it is, I underdyed it with a bit of latte, and then I just sort of had it in the pan and spread it right out, just a single skein, and just threw some powder on it for some speckles. Now I know which colours I used because I'm lazy and they're still on the table. They're sealed up, but they're still out. It's the camera above is being blown a little bit by the air conditioner, so I'm very sorry about that, Joss. Did you know I have a Pegasus tattoo? I did not know that, Kim. I knew you did have tattoos, but I didn't know that that was the case. And also this camera is attached to this table, so when I touch the table it does move a little. I'm looking into getting a desk that doesn't have wheels. When I first built this shack, I was really like, everything must have wheels, so that I can maneuver things around, blah 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 blah. But there's a couple of things I'm finding that I don't move, and or I only move a little bit. So if I don't actually need wheels in that instance, so that would actually solve some of this jiggling. Yeah, so I'm looking into some changes to go around. Where are we? I'm just having. Freaky Geek's off to darts. Bye, Freaky Geek. It was great to catch up. Lol, yay for lazy in this case. Yeah. Yeah. So I sort of threw colour on it, and I don't. It's gonna. While I can approximate what I've got here, it wouldn't be identical. So yeah, and I'm sorry that the stream is freezing a little bit today. Definitely internet issues rather than PC issues. So, well, I may as well, where am I up to? I'm on, so the pattern that I'm making is this one here. It's called Close to You by Justina Lakowska, or Letty's Knits, Letesknits. She's on Instagram. I highly recommend you following her. So I'm just working on, it's actually quite good. The pattern itself is quite short, easy to remember. Easy to remember. I haven't remembered it, but it's very easy to remember. So yeah, it is. My chickens are going insane out there. I am on to a wrong side row, so let's do that. So it's coming up quite nicely. I'm really enjoying using this yarn. Can you move it down a bit? Is the camera, is that what you mean? To get it out of the aircon stream? I can move it down a dash. I don't know if that's, it doesn't like to stay is the problem. What am I doing here? It's been a couple of days since I've worked on this, so I've just got to think about what I've got to do. So yeah, and so yeah, so we've got lots of things happening. The new yarn base is on its way. This was the only skein that I had, was just a single skein. So I did sort of speckled dye, and I did the under dye in just a semi-solid in the latte, just to see if it could cope. It actually coped beautifully with the double dye, which I'm really happy about. The pattern is called Close to, oops, that was a brass rod that just rolled off the table. The pattern's called Close to You, C-L-O-S-E to You. On Ravelry, I'll pop some links in. I can't remember if it was a freebie or not. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I feel you under ordered for testing. Quite often you only get to have one single skein for testing, and then after that it's like minimum orders apply. So I do have more yarn on its way. I have about 10 kilos on its way. So we'll do some more heavy duty testing then, I think. We'll give it some runs with some colours and see how it goes. So my beverages today are some coffee, some coffee from my coffee machine, which has beans. The yellow flecks get me. I love yellow, but yellow is too much. Love seeing it in the speckles. Yeah, there's just some little dashes of sort of probably more orange than yellow, a sort of soft orange. So yeah, I thank you, Kim. Kim's popped the pattern up. Right click on the pattern link if you want to go and get the pattern link, or follow Letty's Knits on Instagram. Her stuff is great. Marion says her MLC has arrived and it's just beautiful. I've got some just here behind me if you guys who are not members would like to see what the Mystery Lace Club, come on yarn, come out. You know when you make the ball too tight and you know it's too tight and then you have to suffer for it until you use up enough of the yarn. That's where I'm at. Oh, it is a freebie. Thank you. Excellent. That's good to know. It's just a cutie. It's a look. I would say it is no more difficult than a hitchhiker. That's what I would say. Bit of lace, bit of openness, slightly different setup, but you still got your little steps, which always makes me think hitchhiker. But I know hitchhiker weren't the first to do it. Does anybody want to see the yarn from the Mystery Lace Club? That those that may or may not have received theirs yet, I don't know. Let me know in the chat here. Pop it in if you want to see the Mystery Lace Club yarn. Chris Bragg got her chat working. High five to you, Chris. That's fantastic. All right, I'm going to roll back a little. I don't know how much microphone cord I've got here. Beep, 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 beep. All right, hang on. Okay, yes please, yes, yes, yes. All right, well, for the Mystery Lace Club this month, it was the Joji Locatelli Coastal Walk pattern, which is just beautiful. This is not the beautiful paper print. I always print myself a copy on Dodge paper. Mystery Lace Club members get it on really nice quality thick paper so you can write on it and it doesn't come through. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, Chris, but this is the yarn. Now these are my ones. They don't quite match. Everyone else's went out pretty well matching, but these ones are just a little, they don't quite match, but I don't mind. I'm just going to go skein and skein. But it's this beautiful, it's called Choppy Seas. And like, so I was trying to think of something that was a little, I don't know, like I lived on the islands and things like that. When you look out or when you go across on a barge or whatever, the water always changes from these blues to these greens, and then you get these little specks of pale like the chop on the top. Marion says it looks better in the flesh. Absolutely, it looks better in the flesh. I never win with cameras. I'm terrible with taking photos of yarn colors, and I just never seem to get it right. I'll hold it up here for a second to see if you guys can see it a bit better there. But yeah, it's definitely better in the flesh, for sure. It's also on a squishy DK base. This is on the Fibrific Andromeda base, which I love. So it's nice having a lace shawl in DK, because we'll knock it out fast. These skeins are also 125 gram skeins, so 250 grams. The pattern called for 200 grams of a yarn that had slightly more meterage, so I tossed in an extra 50 grams to make sure that we could all, you know, make it. So I'll get that out of the way. The other thing that's happened is we've had a Chow Goo order arrive. We've had a Nancy's Knickknacks order arrive. We've had, also, there's something else. Oh, we've got the yarns coming. Something else arrived. I can't think what it was. Rowan's Impressions, welcome to the chat. It's very confusing because I was off and on and off and on, but now it's back on to every Thursday. It's probably closer to the colour showing in the face cam. Yeah, this camera here is fantastic, which is one of the big reasons why I haven't changed my YouTube setup over to a desktop, because it would mean I would lose this camera and I'd need to go out and buy another one, which would probably just be another one of these. So yeah, so it's a bit of fun, but we are looking at I'm going to be doing some test streams over on Facebook in the coming week or so, testing out some new technology. I'm going to be using a desktop computer to see how it runs, and to see if it makes as big a difference, although fixing the problems with the laptop was good. I'm going to run the cord from in the house to see if it can. We're going to have a big techie testy time, so anyone who wants to join into that, if you're in the Fibrific Fun Zone, keep an eye out for those live stream messages that come up. So we'll see how they run, but I'm not going to run them here on YouTube because that would just be annoying for everyone who doesn't care. And I know it will be a little bit annoying for those that can't over in the Fun Zone as well, but I'll be annoying fewer people. Does that make sense? Where am I up to with this? Okay. I don't want to give away anything on the pattern too much, even though it is a Lindsay says, speaking of Nancy's Knickknacks, I finally ordered the cases and I got some DPN whip tubes also. I love them. Do I do Fibrific Inspo on Facebook or just Instagram? It's just Instagram. Dee Thompson says that she found it in her library and she's printing now. Is that the Close to You, or is that the Coastal Walk? What am I doing here? I'm knitting to the marker. Okay. Knit to the marker. It's one of my cute little blinglets I've got stuffed in here. My cable, I'm trying to say cable or cord, and my brain's not letting me say either. Isn't the interaction better in YouTube though for us to chat to you? It is. But because we're not doing a competition or anything like that, it won't be as bad. It was pretty bad that day we did it on Facebook because I was doing I was trying to, you know, first in first serve, and I was missing who was first, so that didn't work. But yes, we'll see. I mean, I may end up having 1 or 2 tests on Facebook as well, on YouTube, but you know, I just don't want to bombard it because I'll be going in and out and in and out and in and out. The spinner arrived. That's it, the spinner. So were we talking about that in the last live chat or the live chat before? So anyway, so I'll just check where I'm up to, make sure I'm doing the right thing. Okay. In a live chat we were discussing. Okay. In a live chat we were discussing ways for, you know, tools and what have you for the business to do things more efficiently and better. And one of the things we were discussing was a yarn spinner or a clothing spinner to get out the excess moisture of the thing. And so I went and had a look, because you guys threw some links up for me, which was fantastic, and it was the one I'd been looking at. But what I didn't realize is they were having a sale, so I hit the sale and I bought I don't even know how to say the word, Koimore clothing spinner. It's meant just to spin your washing out, and it's quite small and compact, and I'm just checking, okay, and I tossed in 9 skeins of yarn, and the amount of liquid that came out of that yarn meant that the yarn was dry, like dry to pack, in about an hour. Like half an hour was touch dry, an hour dry to pack. And I was just blown away. Like we've been doing, because I've set it up now in the back patio and it's just ready to go, we've been tossing our washing through it so that our washing dries so much faster. Things like jeans and Abby's school uniform, I realised that some of the skirts had gotten a bit of fluff on them, and because of how they'd been stored, and the cat. So I gave them a rewash, like on Tuesday, because Abby went back to school Wednesday, Australia Wednesday, today's Thursday. And so Tuesday I've given them a quick wash, tossed them into the spinner. The amount of extra moisture that came out of them, even though they'd spun in the washing machine, I was shocked, absolutely shocked. And then I hung them on the dry line, and they were dry so fast, which was great, because in this hot weather, having your washing on the line for a decent amount of time, it's just leaching the colour out of our clothes. Tim's work pants are all dark. My clothes are majority black. Abby's school skirts are dark blue. You know, like all the dark colours are having their colour just leached out of them. So being able to have this thing that means that you can just sort of hang them on the line, and then by the time you're finished hanging out the load, you're not far, like it's probably a bit of an over-exaggeration, but you're not far off just spinning it and then taking them back down again. I mean, at least it feels that way. So, you know, it's just a little bit insane. I'm going to see if I can change a setting here. I don't know if it'll let me, because I am streaming. No, it won't let me because I'm streaming. Okay, that's right. It was worth checking. It was worth checking, because if it's just, it would have been nice to be able to drop the bit rate down a little bit, because then we'd be a little less glitchy. Because I've got the I forgot to change the bit rate, guys. I'm sorry. So, what was the brand spinner and where did you get it from? Molly, I'm not sure if you're in Australia or not, but I bought it from, I can't remember. There's links in the Fibrific Fun Zone, so just scroll down a little bit, and there's heaps of links. A lot of the mods went and popped the links over for me, and a couple of extras, so there are a ton of links. Don't fiddle. Okay, Marion, I won't fiddle. But it was Koimor, Koimore. And I bought the stainless steel model, so it's been fantastic. So, and not even just for yarn, it's great for the washing, which just sounds, it's just so awesome. It just saves so much time. The one negative thing I'll have to say about it is that you do have to put like a bucket or something under it to catch the water, because it's got a little spout and it just spouts it out the front of the machine. But the problem with that is, because it's so short and so low to the ground, I didn't have any containers that were only like this deep, like, you know, 4 inches deep. So what I did, I've actually propped it up onto like, it's a milk crate, and then I can just put a standard bucket under it. And so that was it. That was my only thing. So, and because, you know, it's up on a milk crate now, I just make sure my hand's on it before I get it started, just until it's going. It takes less than 2 minutes, and I just watch it, and then when the water stops running, I just turn it off. That's it. Black Pearl Knits just heard about the spinner and it sounds amazing. It is. Leanne says, oh, it's so crispy, like the washing on the line, like our grass, everything. Absolutely. Welcome to the chat, 2 Arctic Wolves. Thank you, Kim. Kim's popped a link up for the spinner. Make sure you right click that, otherwise you will disappear from us. D Thompson, close to you. Oh, you had the close to you in your queue. It's like a really nice pattern that's not hard. Could you put a hose onto it? Not as far as I can see. I haven't had a good look, but it doesn't seem to have like a spot that you could connect the hose. It's quite a wide mouth thing, because that would be awesome. You could just run that straight out to the garden. I'm actually looking at putting in, speaking of hoses and running things to the garden, I'm looking at, on my back patio where we do all the dyeing, we've got a tap, but the problem is it's quite low, and you know, you can get a bucket under it, that's fine, but lifting that bucket up to, you know, with my back and arms and everything, anyway, that's all bad. So what I'm looking at doing is actually building an outside sink, and you can actually run a connector hose to the tap and just turn it on and then just treat it like normal faucets. So I can have like a deep sink for rinsing buckets and put a plug in it, and then I can actually like just clamp a hose to the outlet pipe and run that over to the garden, and then it's just, because that particular garden is ornamentals, there's no food, there's nothing, so I don't mind popping stuff through there. But yeah, so we've got all these exciting things happening. It's like everything, it all depends on the money. Hey Tammy Brand, snuck in, we miss you so much. So, you know, everything depends on money and what's coming in and things like that, but the list has got some interesting things on it that won't actually cost all that much to do, if I can source, you know, like a second-hand sink and things like that. So all that side of it's quite easy. I've just realised my hand's just waving around like crazy. Yesterday I had a really quiet day. I just needed a day of peace because Abby's been home from school now for 2 months. Because of the school holidays, and so it was just a little bit long for me, and I didn't really get any days without Abby or the whole family, like with my husband home as well. And so yesterday I was like, okay, I could do some work or I could just relax. So yesterday I had a relaxing day, and I got in and watched. I caught up with all the Star Trek Discovery episodes. The Star Trek Discovery is a series that I've been like in a love-hate relationship with. I love the Discovery crew. I hate what they've done with the Klingons. So I'm just like, don't like it. But I've kind of resolved to it now, and I've caught right up to that. And then I was like, oh, what am I going to watch now? And I realized that the New Adventures of Monkey Magic are on Netflix. So I started watching that because I loved Monkey Magic as a kid so much. The new one is not quite as, I don't know, it's funny and it's fun. And I think I'm spending too much time going, that's not how Monkey did that. That's not how Monkey did that. But the actual show itself is really enjoyable. So where you could get a second-hand stainless steel sink and bench from Gumtree. Absolutely, that's where I've been looking. So there's some stuff around. I've got to have cash ready when they've got stuff. Does that make sense? So yeah, but that's what I'm looking for, is that sort of thing. And then you just get like a hose clamp and clamp it onto the thing. You should get a full outdoor kitchen and barbecue while you're at it. I'm gonna push my luck, Kim. There's no budget. There's no budget. And we were looking at those outdoor kitchens, and the outdoor kitchens at, like, where were we? Barbecues galore. Swear to God, was nearly as expensive as my whole kitchen cost when I had it renovated a few years back. So yeah, that's not happening. No, I just want to sink. I just want to sink. That's it. I think my phone's a bit behind. I just got a message to remind me to start the live chat at 10 o'clock. So, you know, whoops. So what have you all been doing? Have you all been working on heaps of projects, or just, I know it's a busy time, like it's in Australia, everyone's getting their kids back to school, or, you know, it's just hot. It's just hot. And so, yeah, let me know what you've been working on. We had Claire Bartowski over in the Fibrofit Fun Zone popped a pattern up for a yarn bowl, and I've just found it to be really awesome for just, I toss my yarn in my handbag quite often, right, because I'm such a heathen, and so quite often my little balls end up like an absolute schmozzle. So having it inside the yarn bowl and tossing it in my handbag, like the yarn bowl's gotten a bit fluffy, but that's it, nothing else has. So this took a whole cake, like a whole 100-gram cake. I don't think I make any amendments to her pattern, but we've pinned the pattern over on the Fibrific Fun Zone, so if you want to make it, you can. I know that it helped, it's helped other people get out of like funks of trying to get back into crafting again, and so it's something really simple. I made it with just some scrap yarn. I didn't design it. It was a Claire Bartowski design. She's one of our core members here in the group. And so, yeah, it was just a really handy, really useful little thing. I totally think I'm going to make some more. This one's been getting some heavy duty love. So I'm going to make some more. Lindsay is working on a knit 10 stitch pattern and a crochet wrap from Polyplum called Mimic. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm just writing it down. Polyplum Mimic. I'll have to have a squeeze at that. Which knit 10 stitch blanket are you doing? Because there's like a million of them now. It's so good. Hazel Mackenzie, no. Helen, I can't even read Helen, I'm sorry. Helen Mizchitino, I don't know, working on a lattice dress for her great niece. Oh, that sounds lovely too. Just says I've been doing a 365 days of granny squares starting the 1st of January. That's fantastic. You guys are cranking it out. You're absolutely cranking it out. Molly is knitting and dyeing and now on a Nancy Bush shawl. Oh my gosh, Nancy Bush does amazing stuff. And then testing Zines and Rosina's walking winter shawl. I'd take the hot right now. It's 0F here, which I think is minus 32C. Wow, is all I'm going to say to that. You guys, you like it, like those are death temperatures. You cannot go outside in that. Oh, I did okay. I did great with your last name. I feel like I butchered your last name. I'm sorry, Helen. There are a ton of 10 stitch just to square this time. I've tried doing it and it didn't go well for me. The first time I tried it, but that was quite a few years ago, so it really put me off. I really should try again, shouldn't I? But not right now. What I'm planning on doing is, as the new base comes in, the new Pegasus base, and I'm re-dyeing all the colours that we do and keep in like our repeatable colours, I'm going to be making some little projects, one in crochet and one in knit, just to have on hand for so we can see how the yarn knits up, like you know how everyone just does a square. I don't want to do that because I would just end up with a pile of squares that I'll never use. So what I want to do is make a project where I just join in the next color. I think Fiber Lily's been making like a mitered blanket with hers, doing that sort of thing. I want to do mine a bit different, but I love her idea of making it something useful for her. And then I can also take it to places and have it folded up on the edge of a table and be like, well, that's how that color looks knitted out and that's how that color looks crocheted. So 2 separate projects, but we'll see how it's going. Where are we? Leanne Behrens has finished her Abbey shawl. Fantastic. No official pics yet. Working on a rug I started last year for Craft in Public Day. Then I will only have 1 whip. Oh my god, so cool to think I've almost caught up. I know that feeling. Jennifer P, I'm knitting a mystery cal in Saphira's wings out of handspun. Lovely pattern, but my handspun is not working well. Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. That's frustrating. Donna's knitting a sweater with her new Chow Goon needles. She loves them. I don't blame you. I'm a bit partial myself. Rowan says, no, been inside all day, schools are closed. I am glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you're keeping safe. I'm not hearing good stories at the moment, so I'm glad to hear that you guys are inside and safe. Tammy Webb is saying, please hit the thumbs up, everyone. I agree with Tammy Webb. Absolutely. Hit that thumbs up, you guys. Hit it hard. Then I had something else I was going to say. I can't remember. I should have written it down, right? You'd think I would learn to write notes by now, but no. No notes. there's nothing. This is total fly by the seat of the pants here at 5 Refix Shack. Oh dear. Coffee is good. Coffee is good. Let me look here. I just make sure I'm just getting. I want that, and the live chat, and I want it to be. So you guys, the other thing to remember is that when you're in these live chats, you've got the options of, so if you're on your phone or even on a desktop and it says top chat, like it's got live chat then the words top chat written under it, that means you're not going to be getting all of the messages, which I've just realized I've had top chat set, so I've been missing people's messages, so I'm very sorry about that. I've now changed everything over to live chat. Rebecca Nelson is quiet tonight. I'm sorry. That's okay, Rebecca. It's totally fine to be quiet. It was good. Two of the funniest ways it has been said was Macintushy and Magicto. Oh, it's very unusual spelling. MZ. Gosh. Chintamani, hello. Alison Keys, I'm working on my shawls. Finally released a pattern on Ravelry on Australia Day. Here's a link. How did Alison Keys put a link in? That is, well, I mean, like, that's fine in this particular instance, but we normally have it so only mods can put in links. That's weird. Mel is working on the Gwawan sweater by Sustainablist. I don't know. Lindsay's working on a UFO from last July with Stereo Card and with Melody Rogers. Messed up a tiny bit of the lace and I can't bring myself to pick it back up. Oh, I know those feels so well. Sorry, Lindsay. Gosh. That was interesting that it let Alison post a link. Absolutely, it was very interesting. So, Kim, did it go to review or not? I didn't see it go to review from my end here. Bub says I've finished my knit swirl jacket and started my September MLC shawl. That's right, you're wondering about the yarn. I do have more yarn here available. I generally, not always, but I do generally dye up some extra skeins. But yes, but that one I've got heaps of extras. But the catch is that when I was dyeing it, because of how the speckles laid, pretty much every skein was different. So that'll be a problem if you do need more yarn going forward with that particular pattern, is that whether you get the yarn from another MLC member or another one from me, there's going to be variation. So that'll be a problem, I think. Unless you're working like on an edging, and it won't matter so much if it's a visible edging. But if you're like adding it into like something that was stockinette and it was like, oh, it's this, and then all of a sudden there's a slight undertone of another color, I don't know. Rowan's working on her swing coat again after putting it down 2 months ago. Okay, it was held for review. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Jackie's in the chat. Thank you, Jackie, for joining us today. I should keep knitting, you guys, shouldn't I? I should keep knitting because this is the only craft I'm going to get done today, because I've got orders to pack and I've got to finish building this new YouTube set. I've got a nice little shelf and some cute lights, and then I've got to dress the shelf and put pretty things on it. I'm trying very hard not to cover the shelf in balls of yarn because, you know, that would be easy. Every flat surface in my house. I'm not kidding. Well, actually I am kidding. We've done a big cleanup inside, and so there's a lot less flat surfaces with junk on it. There's still some though. It is the house of a crafter, right? Chintami is spinning Gotland on her spindle. It's weird. Like, in what way is it weird? Because Gotland is a beautiful fibre to spin. It's not as soft as some, but it's so hardy. It can be used for so many awesome things. Jackie's in the car listening as she drives. Make sure you don't message while you're driving. I think previously it just errored for them when they tried to post, though. Something has changed. YouTube change stuff all the time, Kim. They're putting some big changes through at the moment, so we've got to sort of be prepared for some stuff. But we're pretty safe here in our little niche. Kim says, I have no problems with yarn covering every surface. Neither do I. But my husband does. He takes great affront to the fact that sometimes we can't use a dining table because it's covered in spinning tools and sewing machine and stuff. But then I make the dining table clear, and then he still wants to eat dinner on the couch. So, you know, I can't win. Tintami says it feels like hair. Oh, really? That's not the Gotland I've had. Didn't feel like that. I just keep on knitting to the end. Yeah, I'm just double checking because I don't want to stuff it up. Because, you know, chatting. Yeah, look, it does feel different. It's definitely a little wirier than say merino, but it's still lovely. It may depend on where you got your Gotland from, because, you know, like everything else, not all Gotland is created equal. So yeah, so I can see what's going on here. We're losing a few frames, guys. I'm very sorry. I knit to the end. Knit to the end. I totally need to make up a song called Knit to the End, right? Oh, wow. That's a lot of work to keep warm, stay safe. I love a wood stove, but that gets hard if that's your only source of heat. Absolutely it is. Yeah. It is, especially if you weren't expecting this much cold and you've got to go out and chop wood in the cold. So I really hope you guys are all being safe and smart, and, you know, I can't imagine you wouldn't be, but I want to say it. I want you to be careful. Lots of smiley faces. That's awesome. So we've got some new pre-recorded videos getting ready to be made. Haven't filmed them yet. I'll get there. I'll get there, guys. It's been a long time since I've done a pre-recorded. I'm actually a bit nervous about it. I am totally less nervous about going live and hanging out with you guys than I am about pre-records, which I did well long before I ever started going live. But it's been such a long time since I've done a pre-record that I'm just like, what if I stuff it up? And it's just like, well, what was your thinking last time if you stuffed it up? And it's like, I just kept going, and, you know, I've answered all these questions in my brain before and got past them, but I'm struggling. I have no problems here, and I don't know why, and I think it's because you guys talk to me, so I don't feel like I'm here by myself. Whereas when I'm doing a straight up tutorial or a review or something, and there's so many cool new things to review, I've got a big pile of stuff that's just waiting for me to talk through. But when it comes to doing the actual video, I feel like I'm a numbnut just sitting here talking to a camera. Whereas here I don't feel that. I feel that, while yes, I'm talking to a camera, you know, you guys are coming back at me with stuff as well. Just making sure I'm not screwing it up. Knit to the second last stitch. Oh, try that again. Good luck, Chantel. There we go. Do you feel like it has to be perfect or something? No, well, not necessarily perfect, but because nothing I do is really perfect, right? I don't know what it is. I really don't. So even the fact that you can edit it out doesn't help. No, it doesn't. Like, that's the thing. Like, I know from previously, I used to get up on a Monday, drop Abby to school, come home, build the YouTube set, record like 45 minutes to an hour's worth of footage, edit it back to about 10 to 15 minutes worth, upload it ready for a Tuesday. And that was every Monday. I would do that every single week. And I would be finishing up at 11, 12 o'clock at night, because of how long it takes to, well, for me to edit, because I'm not an editor. and you know, and get it to be just right, and put my little cheeky like little words and stuff in that I was doing. And you know, it did take a long time, and I did like it, but then it would take forever. Like then you would sort of set it to start uploading at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I mean, sometimes it would be 8 o'clock, but it was always late. It was always late, and I would have to set it to upload overnight and then release at 10 a.m. But we recently, 12 months ago, we got new internet at home, so now it'll upload faster. But before, it was just so slow to upload. And so I did it every single week, but now I'm not back in the zone. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got different things that I've got on my to-do list now. And so I've just got to work around my to-do list. And part of it was building this set, having a new space that I could do the stuff in that I want to do, and have it somewhere that sort of more reflected me, like not just a white wall. And while I loved my wall of yarn, and I'd love to use a wall of yarn, I don't have the space here. I needed something flat, so I've just had to cover a wall. So yeah, it was just a little bit, you know, coming up with an idea to work out a way in this such small space to be able to do what I want to do. Like, you guys can't see it at the moment, but it is trashed in here. I've still got boxes of stuff just laying around, because over this holiday things have been coming in. I've just been shoving them in the shed and locking the door again, because I've been having a break and sort of coming in, packing a couple of orders, and then going back out again. I've not been having like whole days working, so I'm getting back onto it after we finish our live chat here. I've got some more orders to pack, and then I'll start doing a bit of a tidy and get some more things done. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Keep us posted when you release so we can watch it once it's uploaded and give you some love. Thank you, Black Pearl Knits. I would totally love that. Kim says, I'll come and talk to you while you're recording if you like, but I'm thinking it's not going to help. It may do. It may do. Christine didn't get her notification. I'm sorry, Christine. Welcome to the chat. Oh no, Alison. I don't know how I feel about that. Alison got a new TV over the holidays, so she's testing out watching me on the big screen. No. That's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Yeah, I don't think I like that plan. Back to the knitting. And then what do we do? Okay. I have an editing question from Leanne. Do you use what's on the phone, or do you use an editing app or program? I struggle editing a video, it's hard. Leanne, I actually don't use my phone. I've got proper camera gear for my videos, and so I transfer it all into my laptop, and I use Adobe Premiere Pro for my editing. I find it to be the easiest. Abby's keen on editing on her phone. She goes like lightning. It's unbelievable. So if you want to ask questions about editing on a phone, that would be the way to go. Or there's a YouTuber called Dee Nimmin, Deenimmin, and he specializes in video on mobile. So you could go and check out what he does. So Dee Nimmin is Nick Nimmin's brother. Nick Nimmin is a YouTube specialist for everything else, but Dina does all the mobile stuff. Kim says, or you could come to Coffee Club for lunch. I need to get some cotton from Spotlight. Maddie wants a new bottle cover. I cannot. I've got to do some jobs today. That's how I justified not working yesterday, was that I could just do heaps today and heaps on Friday. And then I'm going to go and visit my mum for her birthday on Saturday. So, you know, I don't have much time to get today's stuff done. So, did I do that right? Yes, it's knit to the end. Knit to the end, knit to the end. See, we could totally have a song called Knit to the End. Oops, my hands are too far forward again. Sorry, guys. Leanne says it's okay. Oh, it's just videos of my grandkids. Thanks for the info. I'll check that. Yeah, Dee Nimmin's great. It's all free. It's all here on YouTube. So have a squiz. He's got some great app ideas of what you can use for editing. I've made like little videos on my phone and edited using the there's software that you can use just in the phone for it, but I've not done much with it, and I tend to use Adobe Clip, which, because I've got the Adobe suite, I get all the Adobe mobile apps as well. So that makes it, you know, trickier for those who don't have that stuff. Much help. Maybe not using the Spider-Man theme song. I'm not using the Spider-Man theme song, am I? No, I'm just going knit to the end, knit to the end, knit to the end. Thanks for telling us about the top chat versus live chat. I was on the top chat. I do it all the time, you know. I forget. I'll be in a live chat thinking, where's my comment gone? And it's because I have got top chat, and so I'm just missing it, even just as a viewer. So yeah, where are we? Yeah, lots of familiar names all coming back now that we're getting so that's the thing, like, we don't get the notifications out because I haven't been going live as often, so this YouTube are going to be like punishing me a little bit, which means I'll be punishing you guys by not sending you notifications, so I'm very sorry about that, but it's kind of just how YouTube does stuff. So yeah, I'm just having a look here. I just got to make sure, because I think I screwed up with my first one. I put one too many rows, like one too many sets of repeats in. So now I just make sure I've got the same number of repeats. Okay, one more. So I think the pattern calls for 4 rows in each repeat, I think. I don't know. I'm doing 5 sets in each. They can't. Anyway, don't worry, you look good on the big screen. That's great. That's fantastic. Is that yarn DK or fingering? It's fingering. It's about 390 meters per 100 grams. It's a sock yarn. It's 20. Oh, I have to double check now, but I think it's 25% nylon and 75% fine grade 20.5 micron merino, which I am loving. I'm just checking the pattern. Hang on. I should put the pattern somewhere close up, right? That would make sense. There we go. Oh, look at that. Now I can read it. I am up to knit to the marker. It's just the same 2 rows over and over, but I still forget. Honestly, I'm the worst at remembering patterns and chatting and watching a stream crash and, you know, and all the things. All the things. So yeah, what's frustrating, right, about this stream is I set it to not go over 3,000 kilobytes, but it keeps jumping up to 3,200, which is when we get our little glitch. So it's not doing what it's supposed to do, and it's being naughty, so I don't like it. But yes, this is the new Fibrific Pegasus yarn that will be coming out. It is not yet available, but will be coming very soon. The delivery of my first 10 kilos is on its way. So we'll see how long it takes to get here, and I'll do some more dyeing and we'll get some pretties going. Now, someone, I think it was Tyra, asked what's going on with the Fibrific Finish Along. I will confess, I plain forgot to pick winners. So that's going to be something that happens today and tomorrow, is I'll go through this afternoon and pick out and sort out the spreadsheets of who's going into which draws, and then tomorrow I'll make the announcements of the winners. Now I also have to double check, because when I set up the prize pool for that, I still had sunflower, so we may be swapping. Some people may be getting some Pegasus instead of sunflower as their yarn prizes. I've received the prize from my brain just literally died. Gamer Widows. Gamer Widows donated a project bag, so I've received that bag as well, and I will be picking the winner for that too. So all the things are happening this week. So I am very sorry, and I really appreciate that happening. The other thing I wanted to ask is I'm still getting requests from people to join the Finish Along. So do you think that we should just leave it open for somewhere to put, for people to put their finished projects, and just explain that the prizes are now closed, or should we completely close the group? Because I'm not sure. There just seems to be a lot of love happening in there, and lots of patterns, and So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think we should open it up and once the prizes are drawn, open it back up now? Because I'll leave the people who haven't been approved unapproved for now, and open it up from there and see how it goes. Or should we just close that group and just get people to put those things in the fun zone? I'm not sure. Whoops. Go back one. And that's a knit front and back, Chantel. Oops, I'm too far forward again. I keep leaning all the way forward, don't I, guys? I'm so sorry. I don't want to mess with the camera. I'm not going to play with things because Marion said not to play with things, so I'll just lean back a little. Yeah, keep it open. Maybe change the name of the group. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely have to have a think about it, won't we? Because it's one of those things that's like, there's lots of people enjoying themselves over there, and can't we share those things in the fun zone instead of you having two groups to worry about? Yeah, I see. That's what I was thinking. But also, historically we've got all that information there of everyone's patterns that they used, which were just gorgeous. So I don't know. 21 cat. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. Anyway, I'm going to keep knitting. Just keep knitting. I really wanted to get this shawl finished before my holidays, but it didn't work because I spent time just watching telly, like a, you know. Marion says, good girl. Thanks, Marion. I think keep it open. It's a great way to get those long-standing whips done. I think so too, Tyra. I'm more inclined to keep it open, but just change it up and announce and like let everyone know that the prizes, and maybe run it again next year. I missed the deadline, so I didn't put pics up for the Harry Potter blanket. That's a shame, Leanne. So what do you think? Maybe we could run it again next year, like from November through to December 31st, and have it like so everyone can finish off their projects before the end of the year. I don't know. It's something we could think about for sure. I've got lots of things planned for this year. So many things. And trips down to Bendigo and Melbourne and stuff happening. So I'm already planning on going to VidCon again. So for those of you lovely ladies that meet up with me in Melbourne for lunch on the Friday before VidCon, I am keen to do that again. Not until like, I think it's like end of August or September, so it's ages away, but I'm planning my calendar. Definitely run it again. Yeah, look, I liked it. I thought I had fun with it, so I would run it again. Just checking it to the end. You could archive it, then you won't lose the posts, and then they're reopened later this year. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have a think. I'm gonna have a think on it. But you guys aren't helping because you're all saying different things, and it's all the things that I'd already thought of, like, should I do this or this or this, and everyone's like, yeah, you should do all those things. Leanne says it's a great idea to boost each other along, anything that works. Look, I agree. Oops, I nearly started. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, hang on. I've got to do a thing. I need to, because we're onto a different row. We're onto a different row now, guys. Just a basic loose hang on, I can't talk. I'm counting you guys. I think I cast off too many now. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So hang on, I've just got to. I screwed something up. Hang on a second. Put a poll in the group and see what the majority wants. That's actually a really clever idea, Chris. Oh no, my battery level's low on my internet. Hang on, I've got to work out how to fix that. Hang on, before we drop out. Oh, I'm connected. Hang on, I've got to put this down. I don't know if this is going to work or not, you guys. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I don't know if that's going to work or disconnect us or what. Are we still here? I've got a big cord hanging across the front. Don't like that. Alright. How do we go? Did we disappear? Or is everyone okay? Are we all good? I don't know. I guess the question is, do the current moderations have the time and energy to keep monitoring that group? Well, it's me. So, oh no. I pulled out the stitches. This is terrible. Hang on. Worst knitter ever. Still here. Bing, bing, bing. That was the connection jumping in for it to charge a bit. I'm hoping it's charging. Should be charging. Doesn't say it's charging. That's a problem. We'll find out. All good here. If we drop out, we know why. It's because my internet wouldn't charge while it was doing this. So we'll see. Okay. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty, where's the knitting police? I know! They should totally be here arresting me because I'm the worst knitter ever. Worst knitter ever! Let me have a look here. One of 2 more stitches still here. That's good. Alrighty. I think we're good now. I think we're good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Power might be going to running rather than charging. Yeah, I normally get a little line though telling me it's charging. So we'll see. We'll see, but it's shut its little screen down now. It's just flashing its little I'm a blue light thing. When it's charging, it's normally red. This could be bad, you guys. It's already 11 o'clock. So, you know, if we crash, we crash, okay? Anyway, I'll pull this back. I'll turn that up the right way now that, you know, I'm fretting less. So, anyway, sorry, still here, still going. Jennifer's got to go. Okay, Jennifer, bye. Have a great day. Oh my gosh. There's always got to be something, right? We had slow internet and we've got the fact that it wasn't totally charged. I did start the stream without it totally charged up, which that's my own doing. I forgot to charge it last night and so I was charging it this morning. So, and it doesn't normally go through that much battery, but it just seemed to today. So, you know, yay. Whoops, what happened there? In through there, knit 2 together. Oh, hello, Ant. Get off me. And then slip the marker. Then do that. Hang on. Then knit to the last 2 stitches. Okay. Alright, we're under normal things now. Normal things again. Back to the normal things. And I've got a cord running across in front of my chat now, but I don't want to move it just in case it makes the router move and drop it on the ground or something. Ah, all the woes. All the woes. Got my yarn on the wrong side. Because I'm a doofus. Straight up doofus. Okay, so what have we talked about today? We have talked about the Fibrific finish along and what, and you're right, someone, whoever said that suggested the poll, fantastic idea. And then we have talked about the new yarn coming, this yarn, which I love. I don't, look, you know, it's one of those things, I absolutely love using sunflower yarn, and I didn't think I would enjoy this as much as the sunflower yarn, but it's got such nice stitch definition that I've just got nothing to complain about. I don't know what I did there. I did something there. So we talked about the Sunflower Pegasus yarn. I'm just writing all the things down that we've talked about. And then we talked about the Fiberific Finished Along. And we've talked about the skeiner, not skeiner, the spinner, the new spinner. I'm just going to have a drink of water. And the new set, and the new videos that are coming, and all the stuff, the things, all stuff and things. So many things happening. It's very exciting. Kathleen, welcome to the chat. You're late. No, it's all right. It's totally fine. We're running on until the battery runs out of my internet. So we may be here for 5 more minutes, or we might make it until the 11:30 mark. So we'll see. What am I doing? I am on the wrong side, so I need to do that. Front and back, and then knit to the end. So yeah, so we've just been talking about all these fun things that we've got coming up for Fiberific. All the general, oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? Tap, 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 tap. It's still tapping. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to work out pretty close approximation of this yarn. It's a bit similar to the paper bark that I did for Bendigo last year, except this one's got a lot more purple in it. What if it lasts longer? Well, I can't last longer. Actually, I was watching Justin Brown. I think it was Justin Brown. Might have been no one video. And they're talking about a drink that they drink that actually protects their throat so they can talk longer. And I think I've got to get my hands on it, because I've noticed by the end of a live stream, I'm getting pretty raspy, even though I've got water and I've got coffee. And so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Kathleen says hers crashed a while ago, and now I'm working on it while here on the cell phone. How was your time off with my family? It was fantastic. I had such a nice break. I need to save up for an advent calendar. I need to know now. Oh, good point. Yes, we are definitely looking at an advent calendar for this year. For this year, 2019. I keep thinking of 2019 as next year. It's definitely this year. Does the drink have a slippery elm in it? I have no idea what it's got in it. I got to look into it more. But it coats the throat so that it's they can talk more without getting the dry, raspy thing happening. And I've been noticing that's been happening a lot more, even in my everyday life. Frustration station. So, oh, hello, get back on there. Hang on, I'm up to a row I should have been watching. Knit 2, purl 1. So knit, knit, and then purl. Okay, I'm alright. Knit 2, purl 1. Okay, okay. I just got to think about this bit for a second, you guys. It's only for a few stitches. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's got in it, but it seems to help them. So if it's got nothing that will, you know, make me sick, then maybe I should give it a whirl. But yeah, I'm definitely looking into doing oops, come on, get back on there the right way. When you do double yarn overs, am I the only one who has the problem with the second one just like totally jumping off the needles and just making life generally miserable? And then do I knit the last one? Yes. Okay, and then back to my normal rows. Fantastic. Okay. Knit to the marker. Stab him, strangle him, rip out his guts and throw him off a cliff. Is that how you describe knitting to people, Kim? Because that could explain a lot. My head has been trying to creep into Clog City for a week. I refuse to get sick. Oh, I know that feeling. It's horrible when you just feel it coming and you're like, I do not have time for this. I'm determined to learn knitting this year. I remember seeing a bit last night in Yahoo. New jammies, love it. Hang on. I'm determined to learn to knit this year. I remember seeing a bit last night. I don't remember. I don't know what that is. I think I missed something. I mean, that's not the first, is it really, guys? I miss stuff all the time. But I've got, like, Kathleen, if you're a crocheter, you could check out the Fiberific continental knitting videos and give that a whirl. Continental may not be for you, but it's, you know, another technique you can try. Kim doesn't have rage issues. Yes, she does. She totally does. So, yeah. And then I'm just checking where I'm up to. The knit to the last 2 stitches. Okay. Alright, we are back in the normal zone, and I have pushed my fingers forward again. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can just tilt this up a dash. Alright, we'll see if that makes a difference. Kathleen says, I started relearning sewing a bit yesterday, made jammies, loved it. Ah, that's brilliant. I'm learning sewing at the moment. We'll see how it goes. It could be sad. It could not be sad. Actually, it'll definitely be sad. I'm fine making, like, things that I don't have to wear. But the second I need to make a garment for myself, I freak out that my big butt's going to bust a seam because I'm a, you know, dodgy sewer. Oh, you know, it's got my red thing in it. We'll just move it back a dash. So yes, I'm really worried about busting a seam or something like that. So I don't make things for myself to wear. Like, I have no problems making things for Abby to wear, and no problems making other things, and I can follow instructions. But yeah, I totally don't make things for me to wear unless I've got like a backup outfit or it goes over leggings or something. Oh dear. Alright, then knit front and back, and then knit, and row's done. Yes, turn it the work. Okay. I'm going to put that down for a minute and just leave it there for a sec and have a drink. Are you guys, what have you got planned for the rest of the day? Are you going to be knitting or cleaning? Or cleaning is so boring. Oh, you know how everyone is like totally KonMariing the crap out of their worlds? I'm not doing that. I refuse. But I learned a new way to fold my underwear that I am loving. I'm absolutely loving it. If I had a piece of fabric here, I would show you. But I got no fabric here. But it's so... Actually, this bag, it'll work on... Oh. You guys could have told me my microphone was over there. Far out. The audio would have been bad for ages. Is that better? Kim's going to have a nap. Yeah, cleaning, yuck. Ugh. Use my shawl? No, I need a bit more space if I was going to use a shawl. I don't have anything here. But it's this really cool way that you sort of fold it, like you fold back the edge, like you fold the edge back, right? And then you flip it, and then you fold it in, and then you roll it up here. And then when you're rolling through here, this bit flips over and keeps it all nice and tucked up. So I've got like these little bullets in my undie drawer. It made no difference to the audio at all. What now? Wow. Okay. It wasn't too far away. It was just sitting there. So maybe, gosh, are you even sure it's plugged in? I'm not sure now. I'm totally not sure now. Let me have a look here. No, it's definitely working. It's definitely working. Oh gosh, worst. I'm totally a professional, you guys. Don't you know? Totally a professional. So anyway, and I showed Abby. So Abby actually went through her drawer and she's done all her. And so like instead of like my massive, you know, fat lady undies, I've got these like little tiny bullets and they're all standing up, and so I'm like, I shall have this colour, I shall have this colour, you know. I've seen someone fold their leggings that way. Yeah, you can do shorts and leggings, and I showed Abby how to do her t-shirts that way. It's weird, but it's working. My issue is not so much the time it takes, but the space I have to store them. And so to fit them all in there, I had to work out a way that was a bit more efficient. And it only takes a second. So yeah. You look refreshed. Did you change your hair color? No, look, my hair is, what's happening with my hair is it's growing out again. And it's all grey up here. And I'm just tilting back a little so you guys can't see that. But what's happened is because the grey's growing back out, the bleaching had destroyed my curls, and now the curl is starting to come back in. I think that's what it is. Also, I did have a great break, and I spent some time out in the sun. Not enough to get burnt, but so I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better actually. I don't know what it was, like towards the end of the year I was just so tired all the time, and it's not that I'm not tired now, because I've got health issues that make me tired, but when I'm active I feel like I have more energy. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think it's because my hair's getting longer. At least this bit is anyway. The front bits are, the back bits aren't, and I've still got all the shaved stuff underneath, which I'm totally keeping, but I'm thinking about letting the top grow really long and then keeping the undersides really short. But I don't know if I'm going to be, I don't know, I like it today. I didn't like it yesterday, so I don't know. We'll see. Where are we? Sounds similar to how my mum has always folded hers, possibly. Donna is having a sleep. You're confusing me, as it's night in the US where it's morning in Australia. Yeah, I'm sorry, Donna. Yeah, it's totally night. It's late even for you guys. He works Friday mornings now, so I don't have to miss the stream. Where are we? Kim's going to the hairdresser tomorrow. What colour are you going, Kim? We're always keen on what colour you go. And sunshine on your skin is good for your health, just not too much. Yeah, and like, because it's a constant battle. I have to wear sunblock, right? Because the sun in Australia, nightmare. The catch is most sunblocks give me a chemical burn, so I have to decide between how bad will the chemical burn be versus how bad will the sunburn be, because even though I get the chemical burn, it still works as a sunblock. But I found a new sunscreen that doesn't seem to do it. So, you know, fingers crossed they don't discontinue this one like they have done with every other sunscreen. So, yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Marion says she likes my hair longer. Yes. Abby's on my case again. She likes it longer. She wants to braid my hair. Chris says you confused me when you said you're back to Thursday broadcasts. Was like, today's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday for you, Thursday for me, because I'm from the future. This is your future knitting speaking. That's great, having a great break. I understand how health affects us daily. I just push until I crumble. It's better than never doing anything. Kathleen, I'm in the same boat, honestly. Between all my like basic health issues like my iron deficiency and my asthma, and then there's the physical issues like with my legs and my arm. I felt if I wait till I'm feeling better to do anything, nothing's ever going to get done. So you just you just keep pushing and pushing, because you've got things that you want to do and you want to do them. You don't want to mess around. You want to do them. And so yeah, it's just interesting how far you can push yourself before you crumble. I try not to go to the crumble point anymore, because I find it's taking me longer and longer and longer to get back up off the dirt when I do crumble. So I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm trying to work out where my balance is. So it's tough, isn't it? We all have our own different balance point between work, family, what we want to do, social stuff. Trying to balance all that stuff for our own individual, because it's like, you know, if people pull that you should only work 8 hours a day, blah blah blah. Some people love working 14 hours a day, and that works for them as their balance. Not me, not long term. I can do those longer days here and there, but not every day. And so, you know, having some of that stuff around. There's a big thing in going through like all the internet people at the moment about burnout and the hustle is bad and things like that. But watching what our goals are versus what we can handle and keeping it all real, keeping the reality there, it is a balancing act. It's truly a balancing act. So sometimes I might just have to go, hey guys, guess what? I can't do something. And I really have to watch, you know, I've been planning out my 2019 and I've been looking at trying to keep each month with a reasonable amount of things and trying to keep things fun and good. And so, yeah, so it's just a balancing act. But trying to find that nice balance that you can maintain and just keep it there so you can get your balance into a routine, that's what I want. That's like my dream, is to have my balance as a routine and being able to just maintain it without getting like run down and sick or tired or break myself like last year. My goal is to not break myself this year. I've got Andrea starting back up this year, so I'm hoping to get more ahead and having more yarn in stock and being able to do bigger batches so we can all make sweaters. And then also my other thing I want to do is make bigger batches of yarn, but also sell some smaller quantities of yarn so that we can do color work without having to buy 100-gram skein. So I'm working all this sort of stuff out as well. Anyway. Where are we go? Balance is Kathleen's only goal this year. That's awesome. That's a great goal to have, honestly. Tammy Webb's got to run. Have a great day. See you next week, Tammy. Have a great day. Leanne says mental health is a huge issue as well, not just for yourselves, but for those around us too. It really is. I mean, and I think we've all got a little leg up on that because we are yarn crafters. And so we have that time where we get to just pause for a second and knit some stitches or crochet some stitches or whatever it is that we're doing with our yarn craft. And I think so. I think we do have a little leg up there, that we're already making some self-care moments, but trying to make those moments work for us better will be even better. You have to try and catch yourself before you fall down that black hole. Absolutely. You really do. And look, you guys know I fail very badly at that quite regularly. So this year I'm trying to catch myself before then, and I'm trying to look after my health a bit better. I'm trying to build more strength in my body so that I can go for longer before I tire. Things like this. So they're my goals. That's what I'm planning. And we'll see how we get around it. Chris Bragg says crochet and knitting are meditative for me, so zen. And they really are. That's what I'm saying, is like, I think for us as yarn crafters, we do have a little leg up here. We do know that these magic needles do more than just create a garment. They also help our brains just to relax and get into a zone for a little while. Kathleen says, I tend to go hard for everyone else and never consider that it causes me. No more, yes, no more down the rabbit hole. Lord help her. Absolutely. I think we're all in the same boat. I really do. In this current modern world that we live in, everything needs to happen now, and no one wants to wait for anything. But then you've also got all the timing and everything that you want to get done, the things you want to do versus the things that you have to do, and making those times balance and work for us all. It is tricky. And it's tricky for every individual. You can't just go, this is my timetable, you may use it. Because everyone's just going to be different. Everyone has different thresholds, and they've got different calls on their time. Like for me, I've got Abby. She's 13, nearly 14. And I've got her call on my time. Some of you have already done that. The kids are gone. Some of you have got younger kids, you know, like we've all got different things. Some of you are looking into retiring, and some of you are looking into amping up your careers. Everyone's different in what our goals are. So having our little precious moments with our yarn craft, being able to just sit back and relax, even just for a moment, and having projects for ourselves, I think is a big thing, because quite often we have our yarn craft, but then that is a stressor because you've got to finish this thing by this date. You've got to finish this. So we make our relaxation and our zen moments, they turn into another stressor. So that's what I'm trying to pull this back from being a stressor and just enjoy it. Chris says we need to make sure we listen to our bodies and not push too far. I think we need to keep it fun, or it's too much like work and no one wants to do it. Absolutely. Jackie says it's the rhythm and the gentle repetition, and it's slow and forces you to slow down. Totally look at what others do and take out of what works for you. Yeah, for sure. That's why I had so much fun when I set crochet aside, went to sewing lessons all day and was delightful, for sure. Marion says that her son and fiance have just moved in for 12 months and she's actually really happy about that. That's awesome. That's so exciting. You know, and that's the thing. We've all got different stuff. We've all got different stresses, and we've all got different things that set us off. There's quite a list for me, it turns out. Kim's got it. And it's not a conclusive list. I'm sure we can add to it, but if we all just look after each other and keep an eye on each other, then I think we'll be okay. So I'm on that note, I'm going to have a sip of my tea or coffee. It's coffee, it's not even tea. Hasn't been tea all day. Oh, my throat's starting to get a bit sore from talking so much. Wet bag and cement for me. Oh, here we go. Kim's popping in the list. Here comes the list, you guys. Kathleen says, yay team, working it out for ourselves while lifting up one another. Absolutely. I think that's my ultimate goal. You guys have heard me say this before. Rising tide raises all the ships. If we're all together, we can totally lift each other up, and I think that's important. It's so easy to get caught up in the negative and be bashing on stuff, and there are things, as Kim has listed here, there are many things I will happily bash on, and there are some political things as well that I do not like, and I will not stand quiet. So I think it's good. I think it's good. Kathleen says, I missed your smile, sis. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Green jelly and trifle. That's right. Green jelly does not belong in trifle. Leanne says, we all hear you. Thanks for the chat. A little heavy but realistic. We need a little heavy every now and again, don't we? But not for too long. Eating all the chicken wings on Christmas Eve. They were chicken drumsticks, but yes, absolutely. My family have learnt never to do that ever again. Yeah, they totally have. They're never going to do that again. My dad at Christmas was so funny. He was like the chicken guardian. Somebody recently said we need to make sure we don't compare our lives to other people's. Compare our lives to other people's highlight reels. Absolutely. Oh my God, it is so easy to look at Instagram and Facebook feeds and just think, oh my God, they've got their life together and mine's such a mess. But we're only seeing what's posted. I know for myself, I curate everything. I don't put everything out there. I put a fair whack of stuff out there. I try to keep it as real as possible without it being embarrassing. But my whole, like, you've got to, that's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Oh yeah, sorry. You need the biggest letters, you're not yelling. I was yelling. Yelling's okay. Social media is not real life. Absolutely. Do you guys watch, I know we're starting to run over time, sorry guys. Do you guys watch, there's a guy on YouTube called Wheezy Waiter, and he does some interesting stuff, but he also writes he writes some songs. I'm going to use the word songs quite loosely, and one of the ones he's got is, a headline is not an article, and an Instagram post is not an article, and it's quite funny. So if you Google a headline's not an article by Wheezy Waiter, It'll be so funny. You'll enjoy it. And I look at that and I think of things like people's lives on Facebook versus reality. It's like you're only getting the headlines. You're not getting the full article. So, yeah, they don't post a mess. I try not to post a mess. Like, seriously, it's like, nice and clean here, but it's like, back there. Never heard of him. Yeah, Wheezy Waiter. He's quite funny. Marion says, we're just tall babies and we need to be gentle with others and ourselves. I love that. Did I see the new Tim Tam flavors? No, I have not. I've been very slack. I haven't even been going to the grocery shopping. I've been like, hey Tim, here is a shopping list. Pick all this up on your way home from work. So yeah, remember ducks serene on the surface, little legs going like blazes underneath. We know that our lives are like everyone else's are just the same. Absolutely. And it's so easy to get caught up in the social media treadmill. Because like I've got goals, like as a business, as like a, you know, social media person. I don't even know what that means. I've got goals, and there are things that I want to try and do. Like I'd love to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, but my reality goal is 3,000 by the end of the year. Like 10,000 is like, that's when you can start to be like, hey, swipe up for this. So there's more functions. That's why people ask for followers and subscribers on stuff, is because more functions open up to us. Like on YouTube here, when I hit 10,000, there are new things I'll be able to actually access and do. And so we're a goodly ways off, so I'm not too worried about it. But there's little things, and a lot of these businesses and companies like Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, as your businesses grow, because this is still a business for me, you guys. I love it and I'm passionate about it, but at the end of the day, it's my job. But as you reach these different little milestones, more things open up, so you can utilize more stuff. And that's why a lot of us are like, hey, follow here and follow there. And it's not so much like, I would like to have the prestige of X amount of followers. What it is I want to open up this feature so we can use it. So I'm not sure if you all know, but we've now got access to a community tab on your phone. If you look at the Fibrific page and you just look at the top, there's a thing called community. And so I post little things in there every now and again. So it's still, it's like an extra thing. So if I'm not live streaming, or if I'm not doing something, or I am doing something, sometimes it's also a good way to get that out as well. So where are we? I recently stopped following people on Instagram as it was too much, but I'm still on the list. Oh, I'm glad I made the cut, Chris. Thank you. Alison says, the perfect family and parent posts are annoying. Oh my God, are they ever? Look at my gorgeous child who is exceptionally brilliant and smart at everything and never does anything naughty. And then you're just like, look at my child who I'd like to stab right now. So you feel like you're a bad parent all of a sudden. So I try not to read any of that stuff, because I know it's not true. It's not true. The funny thing is, it would be so much easier to grow your business if you actually had the extra features. Yes. Yeah. What it is places like YouTube and Instagram, up until a certain point, they don't see you as a real business. They don't see this as part of your job or building your workflow or anything like that. And what they do is they go, oh right, you're actually at this point, therefore you must actually be legit and people are liking you or whatever. And so sometimes that can play havoc with your brain, like as a business person trying to do this. It plays havoc because you think, well, I love doing this. I love our YouTube chats and I love it a lot. But according to YouTube, it's not great. And I'm like, no, it's fantastic. What are you talking about, YouTube? And they're like, that's not great. And so trying to get, again, the balance in your brain. What do you want versus what do you dream you could have? So, yeah, can't win. But yeah, it's frustrating, especially with that swipe up feature on Instagram. That would make things so much easier instead of like, hey, go and check out my YouTube channel, and can't put a link in because you're only allowed one single link. And you know, so you can't have your website and you can't have your YouTube channel, so you end up paying for these extra services like Linktree, which is what I've got on Instagram, so that you can have all these extra things. But anyway, I'm digressing, you guys. The worst. How about the perfect house pics? Everything in the perfect place, real life, please. Oh my god, I hate the perfect house pics so much, because that's what my husband wants. He wants the show home. He wants the every surface gleaming and no dust anywhere, and like everything tidy all the time. I'm like, man, we live in this house. I live in this house. Look, I've got this trolley full of yarn in my lounge room. It is my house. I want to sit in my favorite chair on the couch in my yarn nest with all the things falling on me, because I'm surrounded by what I love, which is yarn. I don't want to be sitting in like the pristine couch where you're afraid to put your feet up because you might dirty something. Anyway. Hey Kim, you might want to add immaculate houses to the list. It seems that I went on a little tangent. I didn't realize that one was on my list. Leanne says that she's totally spotted the community tab. That's awesome. Where are we? Oh, Kim, oh yes, that's right. I do have Patreon, you guys, if you want to support Vibrafic on Patreon. I use the funds that you guys donate there to upgrade our equipment. It's how we got the new microphone. It's how we got this overhead camera rig. And I use that money to make sure our YouTube time is fun. You need two houses, one for him and one to live in. Yeah, absolutely. Like the house out the front. And he would totally stay in it all the time. He'd be like, my clean place of fun. Oh. Where are we? Lindsay says, I don't even know how that swipe up thing works. I think I've posted like 10 pics to Instagram. Yeah, you've got to have 10,000 followers on Instagram for it to work. So we're not there. It's all good. I feel the same as Chris. Ditch the hubbub, stick with the real stuff. Shouldn't be so hard to grow the good stuff, the business. If we could grow the good stuff easier, the crap might be easier to fall away. I agree with you. And that's why I try to be as real as I can. And if we grow slowly, I don't care. Because we want a certain caliber of people. We don't want just sweary kids in here just for the sake of having the numbers. I like the group that's here. I like you guys. I love chatting to you all. You mean social media filtered lenses? Yeah. Yes. Kim adds that to the list. Kathleen says, by the way, everything is up and running and sounding wonderful. Thank you. I have no idea what happened to the microphone last time. I hadn't changed a single thing. I still haven't changed a single thing. But I think it's actually, I've got, the microphone runs to another piece of equipment which runs to the computer. It's an audio interface, and I think it's the audio interface that's dying. So I've got to save up for another one of those, because I've had that one for quite some time now. Marion says she's sick of skinny, beautiful, almost models decluttering their perfect houses. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's brilliant. Oh, wow. I'm told I should really do a channel, but I can't afford giveaway things, so I don't think I'd have a chance. Kathleen, I think one of the biggest mistakes I made was doing regular giveaways on my channel. I love doing it, and it definitely helped to grow the channel, but something I've realized is when I stopped doing the giveaways, there was a large group of my regulars that stopped watching regularly. Does that make sense? Because they weren't going to get something for free. And I think that you guys that are here now are much better for me mentally, because I know you want to be here. You're not here just for the free stuff. And I think it's one of those things, so just start slow, do something you love. She talks about the caliber of people, and I'm here as a mod. Yeah, it's like keep your friends close but your enemies closer, Kim. That's all it's about. And it creates an expectation. It does create an expectation. And and doing giveaways every week was not good for me, for the growth of the channel, like the natural good growth of the channel, and it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for me financially, because it wasn't just the cost of the giveaway, and I worked out that I was giving away around $100 worth of stock every month. It was also the cost of the post, because a lot of stuff was going internationally. And while I was excited that some of my products were going overseas, and I'm happy for the people who won them, I think I was spending probably another $50 or $60 a month doing that. And the reality was I can't afford to do that every single week. So I try and do giveaways for good things, like the little reasons and stuff like that. So that's why we've got the Fiber Finish Along. That's how that was funded, was because I haven't done big giveaways a lot. And then, you know, as we hit milestones, I'll do little giveaways and things like that. So keep an eye on the Fun Zone. That's probably the first place that will be notified of anything cool like that happening. What? There's no free stuff. Yeah, there's not. Marion says, hey, I loved all my giveaways, but I'm still here. Yes, you are, Marion. You really are. And some of you are. Some of you are still here, but there were quite a few that I just haven't seen their names pop up very often. So yeah, it's one of those things. Rowan's Impression says that I just did my first crochet video, a hook review. Rowan, we need a link to that. Yes, please. I would love to see it. Kathleen says, I love coming in here. It's relaxed, it's fun, learning new things, and real. And I think that's the important thing. We know ourselves that there are a lot of really good yarn craft videos out there, but they feel very, very produced. And that's not a bad thing at all. That's what their brand is. But you guys know me, and mine is definitely more relaxed and fun and quirky, and I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. If I was trying to go for that highly polished sort of thing all the time, I wouldn't be able to maintain it because it's not me. And there are things like, there's a difference between being highly polished and professional. And there are definitely some things that I'm a little less professional about, but when it comes to quality, I try to have a professional quality. Does that make sense? That's what I'm aiming for, God. I hope that's what I'm doing. I'm nearly always here. I don't comment much, too busy knitting or spinning. Absolutely. And yes, you've won some prizes as well, Unusually Awesome. It's awesome. Craftsy vid style. Yeah, look, and there's a difference. Craftsy vids are different, and that's a different scenario. But there's even some YouTubers who try to bring the craftsy vid to YouTube, and that bugs me a little. Mel says it's great. It feels like hanging out with friends, and that's what I want. Oh, Rowan's got her video link in. So, yeah, right click it if you're going to go and watch that. It does feel great. I'm doing marvelously. Thank you, Kathleen. Chris says just click on the picture, Rowan's picture, and it will take you to their channel. Absolutely, that works as well. Sometimes though, if the channel's a bit bigger, it's hard to see what video they're linking to. So, but yeah, so like we all have our ideas of what our business is. Christine says, so very true. I love the feeling of friendship here. I feel like we're all friends. So that's why I think it's a more genuine situation, is that we don't just have that feeling or the perception of friendship. I think we all have friendship. There's some of us who know each other in real life. Some of us are going to get together and meet each other in real life. So I think it's cool. It took me away. You got to right click the links. Yeah, right click your links, otherwise you do disappear. But in saying that, guys, it's 11:45. I'm going to head off. The stream didn't die, so that's nice. The audio didn't die. That's nice. We had a win today. Kim says, am I the drunk uncle? I don't know. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Did I miss something? I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head off. You guys have a fantastic week. Enjoy weekend. Jump into the fun zone to keep the conversation going. And you guys just keep doing what you're doing. That's what I'm going to do. See you later. Bye.